Closing the loop is looking at alternative ways that we can manage waste, essentially. We live in a linear economy whereby we make something, use it, it breaks, and then we chuck it in landfill. So we're looking at a more circular way of dealing with that.
The purpose of the company is to introduce young people to alternative models of employment such as freelancing and self-employment.
Closing the loop, I wanted to open up my business a bit more, maybe get some other ideas from a lot of the talks that we've had on, just sort of help progress my business a bit more.
Quite often young people will make landfill. Anyone making, they don't necessarily think about the sustainability of what they make and where it's going to end up, or how long someone will use it for, or whether it's a composite, whether that can be separated, all those things.
We know that without young people, and particularly young people with design in mind, we aren't going to be able to transition to a circular economy.
So it's all raising awareness about this, which is Closing the Loop, which is essentially a course that we're going to be running in Dover for just over a month, and then in Sheppey. Basically, we're getting people and asking them if they've heard of the circular economy, yes or no, and they stick a sticker. First of all, reuse it, or if not, share it, or give it to someone, or sell it, or just anything but throw it away, basically. If not, and you think, I could fix that, fix it. If not, then upcycle it. Now this is slightly different because this is what we're doing today.
So the idea of today is that the public can come in, take a t-shirt, and they can have it as long as they do something to it. So basically it's adding value to it and making something that they want, so they won't throw it away.
I think a market stall, as we've learned from the Student Makers Market, is a really good way to engage with the public and raise awareness.
There's no question that this project is cutting edge. And I've spent some time with colleagues going to other parts of the country selling this concept that you can mix two things which are seemingly so diverse from each other. Waste management on the one hand and the creative economy on the other. And you can bring them together and start to do some really good things.
We went to a recycling plant. The purpose of that visit was to see the mass.
We are a waste and recycling facility, so we're a transfer station. We don't turn materials into something here. We bring it in, treat it or do something with it, separate it, and then sell it on to somebody else that can obviously do something with that material.
This is the amount of stuff that we're chucking away in 2 days, and it's a massive warehouse, you know, of trucks and diggers that are just pushing this massive, solid, disgusting stuff, whereby if you get to that sort of product, that resource before it goes there, you know, you've got a load of stuff to play with creatively that you could sell.
We essentially as a business do three things. We rescue materials that would otherwise go to landfill. We transform them into amazing products. And we donate 50% of our profits to charities associated with the wastes that we collect. So this is a batch of fire hose that's just come in. So you have a fire hose like this. And the first thing that we have to do is we have to take these edges off. That allows us access to the inside and clean both the outside and the inside. Once it's clean and it's split, it comes inside and we get hoses like this. This is one of the rare yellow hoses. Before the term circular became popular, we described it as being backward designers because we didn't start with an idea of what we wanted to make. We started with a waste material we wanted to rescue. We collect waste as it is. We have to clean it, we have to split it. You know, for a fire hose, I think it requires 6 processes before it becomes a usable textile, and we do all of that ourselves.
Hello and welcome to the opening of Future Foundry, and we've got Closing the Loop project on, lots of young entrepreneurs and business people. Let's come inside, let's have a look. Jack,
I'm Jack Campt. I'm a freelance illustrator from Herne Bay. And for closing the loop, I've basically upcycled old skateboards and sort of made them into finished artworks.
Can I just ask, like, what your favourite bit or most inspiring bit of the course was?
I think when we went to visit Elvis and Cressy, that was quite a highlight for me, I think, just seeing them making these products out of just sort of nothing that would have been thrown away. And it inspired me to, it just made me think that I could do something like that.
We've got luxury trainer boxes and stuff, but the idea is to be using materials that are sustainable or not virgin materials.
I learnt to knit a couple of years ago from a YouTube video, and then I taught my mum as well. And then to make it circular, I used old t-shirts.
Got upcycled packaging from old shoe boxes for my ceramic products, and we've got muslin material that's been turned into cling film using beeswax.
This is basically the sort of things that I usually do, so making reversible baby clothing and accessories. The main thing for me is being a lot more ethical in the way I'm sourcing materials to make things.
People have spoken about consumers. It's like we don't actually consume a lot of this stuff. We use it, so we're actually moving people away from being consumers to users. And then you start to ask the question of use periods.
Through engaging in the workshops and coming along to them, I've realised that actually not only can I can make and I can sell hats now, but I can start renting them, which then means I'm getting the hat back. It's not going to waste. It's not going and getting thrown away. It's being used over and over again.
It's reusable materials. It's wood. I'm also looking into developing solar power into a smaller system. So rather than a large system that feeds multiple things, try and sort of bring that down into the smaller scale and be able to utilise it for smaller appliances.
The support of the group was what I needed for my business.
Just seeing everybody else's work and what everybody else is doing has been really inspiring.
The best thing about it was it just really felt like a little community, and we all worked really, really hard, and no one's is the same, which I think is really awesome.
The plan is that we create a network, so the idea is not that we are a course in Dover, but that we do it in Graveston, we also do it in Sheppey, and that you create a network so that we can do this elsewhere, and sort of get a serious amount of young people looking at these issues, and I think that will be really exciting.
The tricky thing isn't changing the mind of the designer, it's giving the designer access to a new kind of supply chain that in many cases hasn't been built yet. So it's amazing that Kent County Council wanted to do this incredible project and work with Future Foundry. We are really excited to have young people in the workshop. So the knowledge and the skills that they're developing now are beyond what many people have who are at the ends of their career.